Hello and welcome to Quartzlight, your car brochure channel, and in today's episode we're going to be looking at the Ford Fiesta Sandpiper. Welcome back, and if you're new to Quartzlight, what are we? Well, we're a car brochure channel here on YouTube, looking at car brochures from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, and we sometimes go beyond that scope as well. So if you're interested in cars, looking back at cars gone by, remembering cars that we don't see any longer, and of course looking at car brochures, then please consider subscribing. It really helps and is completely free. Anyway, back to today's episode. This one was first aired on a Saturday. We call those episodes here on Quartzlight the Saturday specials because we look at special and limited edition cars of various different makes and model. Today is no exception. It's the Ford Fiesta Sandpiper. Yes, another of those 70s special editions from Ford using a bird name. Of course, we're more used to seeing them on the Escorts. And not too long ago we was talking about how Ford struggles to come up with special edition names. Well, actually, later on there was a Sandpiper 2 as well. Anyway, this is for the original Sandpiper, so I'm going to throw it on the board there and we'll have a look and see what this actually offered you as a customer. So here it is, and it's another of those two-toned car examples that Ford like pointing out, late 70s as well. In fact, this was released in December 1979. The Sandpiper 2, I do believe, came back in 81. Now the original one, this one in 79, 2,500 units produced, and then when it came back as a Sandpiper 2, I think they did another 4,000 or so. This one, based on a 1.1L, and actually add some nice sort of little extras above that, and I quite like the two-tone colour. You could actually get it in a single tone, as in just this bronze all the way down, but I think that would have been a crazy choice. I think it suits being in this colour. Unfortunately, I don't know how many examples of each colour there were, but like I say, either this two-tone one or the bronze all the way down was your only choices for colour, so you had to like this colour or not choose this special edition, I guess. Not many different options in that way, but like I say, considering it was only based on a 1.1L, I think it was really some nice little extras thrown on there. Let's just zoom in a little bit further. First of all, you can see that these twin mirrors on each side, which wasn't actually that common at Ford at the time. I sometimes think it was good to get the special edition just so you could get these sort of safety features of having an extra mirror on the passenger side, and as you notice, head restraints. Again, at a time when Ford weren't too keen on giving you those safety features. This one also looks like it's got a very basic, but at least it's there, a bit of a sunroof. Also rather nice to see on such a lowly model is these sort of like rubbing strips, your little protective strips going from the front to the back. No, they aren't side stripes, but actual rubbing strips, which is always nice in this type of car, which, you know, is going to end up spending most of its time in town and going to supermarket runs, exactly the place where you tend to pick a lot of door rash, as I usually call it, you know, little dents all the way along your car as people don't care and just open their car onto your car. But at least it's got those little protective strips on that. Now the wheels, yeah, they're just basic steel wheels, but the slightly wider rims than what was on the L. And it looks like you've also got a little bit of a beauty ring on there as well. Really, I think that's all we can really see on this particular front image. Like I say, head restraints on the seats. Those seats would have been more something you would have saw on like your Fiesta Gear. So, as with more special editions, bit of a part's been special, but nevertheless, I think it's made for quite an attractive special edition, really, and really one of the better ones from Ford, we could say. Now this particular brochure is sort of your typical small brochure, small special edition brochure that you could get at Ford dealerships at the time. Only very small, as you can see. I just put a little bit of a ruler on there. It's telling me it's, on the height it's less than 4 inches, and then across the bottom here it's, what is it, approximately, well, just a bit over, maybe 8.5 inches long. So it's only a very small little brochure, this one, but as usual it kind of like folds to make it look a little bit bigger. If I can manage to grab the corner, there you go. So it folds up, and we'll take it as it comes. We'll start with this page here. So as we move in and zoom into the text, as it were, it tells us we are very pleased to announce a new and very special Ford Fiesta, the Fiesta Sandpiper. Its truly distinctive, chic appearance makes it very special indeed, an eye-catcher wherever it goes. In the high streets or on the open road, the Fiesta Sandpiper will command admiring looks everywhere. Sandpiper will be a rare bird. You'll need to be quick to catch one. Yeah, typical cheesy brochure, but there it is. Another really nice little image. This time the sunroof is popped up on this rather pleasant day, and like I said at the start, I think that two-tone combination actually works really nicely with this car. Now if we move the camera up, we get a rear shot, so let's zoom in on that. And if we zoom in on the back, it's still just badged as a 1.1L. Doesn't appear to say Sandpiper anywhere, so you would only really notice this from the colour if you got the two-tone one, I guess. We can see though it's got a nice wash wipe on there. Little reversing light in the centre and a fog light. And sorry, I'm moving the camera around, aren't I? And then the full rear shot there, as we can see. On this page it tells us the Fiesta Sandpiper has the same excellent and economical specification as the Fiesta 1.1L model, but also has many additional features, including distinctive two-tone paint finish, metallic Roman bronze and corduroy beige, which I think is a nice little combination actually, full-length body-side protective mouldings, wider 4.5 rim wheels with bright embellishers, luxurious gear style seats upholstered in a special combination of bitter chocolate and tan fabrics. And then once we fold the leaflet out to its full, it's kind of like the same sort of size as a full page brochure now, and we're greeted with some nice seats. But let's just continue the list of additional features it has. So as we zoom in there, we can see the rest of the standard equipment above the L. So adjustable front seat head restraints, push button VHF, MW, LW radio, center console with quartz clock, 4-spoke soft feel steering wheel, additional sound insulation, which is unusual for a special edition, isn't it, to put some additional sound insulation, because you wouldn't normally notice, but nice. A tailgate turn lock, and a lockable compartment for valuables under the load space floor, which is unusual, and twin vanity mirrors. So I think it's really nicely spec'd. I don't think they had to put that much equipment on, and usually Ford are a little bit mean about the equipment they put on there. So I think this particular one was a really nice special edition actually. Zoom in on the interior. Yeah, they're really nice seats, aren't they? This two-colour suit and match the car really well. And like it says, we can just about make out that 4-spoke soft wheel steering wheel from this angle as well. Moving the camera down, we're greeted with a nice little drawing of a sandpiper, and it tells us, catch your first look at the Fiesta Sandpiper in our showrooms now. Remember, these special cars are produced in limited numbers, so you'll need to be quick to catch one. Why not call us today? We'll be pleased to arrange a test drive. Yeah, sadly, I think they've run out of them now, but I think I would have been tempted to take one for a test drive and then probably talked into buying one, because I think it's a nice one actually. And at the bottom of it, confirmed, incidentally, if you prefer, there is also a limited number of Fiesta Sandpipers available painted in single tone Roman bronze metallic colour. Of course, that Roman bronze is that top colour, so you'd have that all the way down, and I guess you wouldn't even recognise it as a sandpiper then, because it's just, like I said, just badged as a 1.1L. So I'm not really sure why you would want to do that. And for me personally, I don't really like small cars in darker colours, so I think this Roman bronze is a nice colour, but would have looked nicer on a larger car. I think this Cordoba beige is really nice on the lower half there. I think it really makes it a more sort of good looking car. But I think at this time it was getting to the stage, early 80s, where two-tone cars were a little bit out of date, so that's possibly why some people wouldn't have chosen the two-tone colour. But yeah, I think it's quite sad if you just got it in a single colour. It really suits that Cordoba beige on the lower half, in my opinion at least, but certainly jot in the comments what you think. But you know what, yeah, two-tone cars are possibly starting to become a little bit out of date by this time, but certainly Ford was still producing lots of them. And of course, if you did get that in two-tone, it would have looked nice on your driveway when one of the other many special edition Fords in a two-tone colour, wouldn't it? At the back it says stop press. This of course is where your dealer stamp would normally stamp it. This one is unstamped, but it says stop press. The Fiesta L and of course the Fiesta Sandpiper now features as standard equipment a laminated windscreen, rear fog lamp, intermittent windscreen wipe facility and electric screen washers. Come in and see the latest Fiestas today. So also dating this brochure to 79, and I'm doing a few little updates on this Mark 1 Fiesta. At the bottom it says the Fiesta Sandpiper Illustrated is fitted with an optional sunroof available at extra cost. So unusual that it shows that sunroof in them all and then says, well, it doesn't come with the special edition. Oh no, if you want that, it's extra. I think I personally would have given it a miss. It's not that nice a sunroof anyway, is it? At the bottom here, of course, we've got the Ford badge, and it says published by the Ford Motor Company Limited. This particular brochure code is FA505, and it goes on to say the car marketing department 137979, meaning 1979, Eagle Way, Warley, Brentwood in Essex. So there we go, the little Fiesta Sandpiper. And like I said at the start, there was a Sandpiper too, and who knows, maybe we would look at that in the future if there's any interest in that one as well. But overall, this one I think is actually a nice special edition from Ford, and certainly seen one of those in the showroom next to a lowly 1.1L. I would have walked straight to that. I think it's a nice little special edition. Let me know what you think in the comments as usual though. And as always, we'll say like and subscribe. It is all completely free and very much appreciated. We're now up to nearly 500 episodes on Quartzlight now, which even I'm surprised at when I look at that figure, but I'm sure there is something for everyone who would like to look at brochures of cars gone by, which I'm sure a lot of us will have fond memories, even if it's not the Pacific car today. I'm sure most people have got memories of a Fiesta, even if you didn't own one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today. I've added a couple of boxes. They're going to be for other episodes. You can just click on them. It'll take you to another episode of Quartzlight. But we'll end by saying thank you so much for watching today. Please do enjoy the rest of your weekend, no matter what you're up to. Take care, and we'll see you very soon. All the best. Goodbye.